Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Sidewinder Shed Live Saturday morning. So I don't know how long this Alrighty, we're back. I don't know what's going on with the internet. I have no idea. It just keeps cutting out on me. I've been trying here for about an hour to get this thing up and running because told everyone last night that I would be on, between 8 and 9 o'clock, and I'm trying my best. It's just that this I keep losing the connection. But anyway, and again, I'm going to try and put the link up so anyone that wants to hop on here when you guys figure out I'm back, you can hop on. Oh man. Yes, I don't know. Maybe today it just might not happen. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Hmm. Okay. I can have up to 6 people. I thought it was 8. I could have up to 6 people. Last night we had 3 for a little while. And Philip the third, it was great talking to you, and I'm sorry I didn't give you the attention that you deserved. Um, again, one of the people that got me, you know, into this online stuff was Whoosh, who showed up, and I haven't, like I said, I haven't talked to him or seen anything with him in about 8 years or so. So there was a lot of catching up to do, but that was a totally different dynamic as well when I was on his podcast. but it was nice catching up, getting back in touch with him. It really was. And it was nice hearing from everyone that showed up last night. I really enjoyed that. And I got one person that found me so far, and here we go. Let's try this. So we'll put up the. There we go. Finally put up the link. Yeah, after 6 minutes of trying, I do not know what's going on with this thing. Now let's see. It's just do I need to do some adjustments again on you, computer? You know? Give that a shot and see what happens. Anyway, good Lord. Yeah. After almost an hour, a little bit better than an hour, I should say, of trying, I think we're up and running now. But anyway, you said I haven't been on all summer for any length of time on a live stream. Matter of fact, I think over the entire summer, I might on Bear Rose once or twice. I've watched them, and I do try to watch everyone's YouTube channels and everything as best I can. But you guys already know what that's like. You got your own life to live. You got your own channels to make content for, and it just sometimes it's just not enough time in the day to do everything and keep up with everything that you wanted. And as any content creator knows that any project you do, and especially if you're recording and editing and posting by yourself, any content that you create and any project that you're doing doesn't take twice as long. It takes 3 or 4 times as long when you're trying to record, and especially if you're trying to get somewhat professional, get the right angles, right lighting, and everything. And for those of you that put out these high quality videos, hats off to you. Hats off to you. I do this as a hobby, just because I enjoy it. So I don't put forth as much effort as a lot of you guys do, and like I said, hats off to you. Big respect for you guys. I appreciate that. Me, I just kind of enjoy sitting here too, babbling about nothing for a little bit, see who hops on, and enjoy just talking to them like regular people. And so yeah, Saturday morning, I really don't have anything to say right now. Just that I went on last night for 4.5 hours, almost 4.5 hours, and so it was nice though. It was nice getting back on. It's nice getting back in touch with everyone, and I was really surprised the amount of people that showed up. Good morning, average camper. I'm just babbling. I just spent a little bit over an hour trying to get this thing to work, this computer, and so by spending all that time arguing with it and convincing it to work, again, I kind of lost track of anything coherent that I was going to talk about. So I'm just kind of babbling here, but anyway, average camper, yeah, I'm a subscriber to your channel, and we went after I got my truck fixed, got the transmission rebuilt in the truck. I put the homemade camper on it for Labor Day weekend. This is the first time this year that we had a chance to get out and use it, and I am so happy to say that the camper worked great, the truck worked great, everything was nice. The The wife was happy, which is a big plus. We really enjoyed ourselves. We had a good time. Normally we would have already been using it, but like I said, with the truck being down, we didn't get a chance to. And both of our big vacations, we were stuck at home while I was trying to get that truck going. So this is the first time we really got out of the house and get away from everything for a little bit, and had a good time. Had a real good time. Lots of good people. Lots of good food. Um, and I even behaved myself. Okay. Yep. The camper brought you to my channel. Yeah. You know what? It's I have said, I am not a master craftsman. I'm not that artistic, but I'm actually kind of proud of that camper. It was well, going on 5 years now since I built it, and I thought about building it for about 3 years before I even did anything. And you know, it works. It's exactly what the wife and I want. And again, I'm sorry. I'm kind of proud of it. Like I said, there's a lot of better builds out there than what I've done. But for me and the wife, it's exactly what we want and what we need. And I didn't have the money to go out and buy something like that. It is based off the Alaskan camper. Um, but here on the East Coast, I'm in Virginia. On the East Coast, trying to find one that's in good shape and within my price range was impossible. Yes, I had found some, but they were, you know, over $10,000, which I couldn't justify for a camper. Um, or the ones that were within my price range, $3,000 or lower, I would have had to put another $3,000 or $4,000 into it to make them operational again. Make them usable. So for about $3,500, um, I built my own, and it's worked out very well. I did have to replace the whole top on it, and I'm gonna have to put some videos up about that. And it's still a work in progress, but it's usable. It works, and again, the wife is happy with it, which is always a plus. And it's really exactly what I wanted. The idea behind the camper, and I did this for a couple years. The idea behind the camper is in the springtime when I get a lot of 3 and 4 day weekends off from March right on up to July. And my idea with this camp was I wanted something small that would fit on the truck, and the truck is my daily driver, and something that I would not have to take off the truck. And that's why I went with the pop up, hard sided pop up, because it does collapse down pretty low. Basically, anywhere I can take the truck without the camper, I can still take the truck with the camper. As far as fuel efficiency goes, there is 1 mile or 1 gallon per mile. He uses 1 gallon per mile more with the camper on it than it does without the camper, and I can deal with that. I can deal with that. So yeah, the whole idea was to throw it on in the springtime, so I don't have to put it on after work on a long weekend, or even if we just want to go away on a Saturday or a Sunday. The camper is fully stocked. It's got everything except perishables in it. Um, so yeah, we could get a wild hare, you know, 6 o'clock Saturday morning, and go, hey, let's go somewhere for the day or for the night. Spend the night, and all we have to do is bring food and a change of clothes. So that was the whole idea behind this, and that's the way I used it for a couple years. Unfortunately, the truck's getting older, so I got a few more things to do on the truck before I feel like toting that thing around on a daily basis. The camper itself is fairly heavy, empty without it being loaded, with nothing in it except the structure itself, is 1,800 pounds. Um, Depending on the length of the camping trip, it's real easy to add another 2 or 300 pounds of food. It's got a 25-gallon freshwater tank. I have an outdoor shower that's with a water heater. So I have hot water inside and hot water for the outside shower. But you add all this stuff, all the extra camping gear and everything, and yeah, she's averaging around 2,000 pounds, depending on how long the trip is. So as small as it is heavy. But the thing with that is it's solid too. It's very solid. Part of the frame was made out of quarter-inch thick steel angle iron. So that's where a lot of the weight came from too. Um, Again, I've always had a heavy 3/4 ton truck, so I wasn't overly concerned about the weight. Um, would it be nice to have something that weighed 800 pounds? I'm sure. I'm sure. It's just that I'm not skillful enough to make something that would weigh that light and have it last more than 6 months. Especially with the fact that normally we don't really like to go to a well-established campground or anything. I like the old dirt roads. That's another reason why I wanted a small camper, because I've already had some worries. Is this thing going to make it down here? And if I had a full size camper, one that wasn't a pop up, the branches and everything, we never would have made it down the road. It was too low of a clearance. Because even as short as that is, I've had some branches, you know, just scrape across the top of the roof of the camper. I mean, the roof of the cab of the truck, the roof of the cab on the truck, and I've had to stop and either pick them up, raise them up so I could get the camper under it, or cut them off. So, so this little camper is nice. Not only that, but I grew up camping. We Everything from tents to slide-in campers to motorhomes to trailers and everything. And God bless my folks. I don't know how they did it, but I did realize back then that once you have a camper, everyone either wants to go with you or borrow it. And so to build on this one, good morning, Bear Rose Garage. How you doing? And so the idea behind this too was I made it big enough just for me and the wife, and we're both small people. We're not very big, and so yeah, I have no problem with somebody that wants to go camping with us. You have to bring your own stuff, you know, either your own tent, whatever. I'll carry it for you, no problem. But you all set it up, get your own little spot. Uh, the camper is mine and my wife's little sanctuary. So, not to be rude, but we like to have a little time alone, just the two of us. But yes, good morning, Bear Rose. Hey, I'm glad you popped in, my friend. Um, like I was saying, and last night I talked a little bit about it too. The truck is doing good. The transmission finally. What a fiasco that was. But I finally got it. And first real trip uh, I took with it. Yeah, I put a 2,000 pound slide-in camper on the back and hauled ass down the highway at 65, 70 miles an hour for about an hour and 20 minutes, and she worked great. Did a little bit of off-grid off-roading to get to where I had to go. Nothing major, but still a good test, and everything worked out great. Yeah, we had a great time too. It was nice, like I was saying a little bit earlier, It's the first time this year that we've got to use the camper. Normally we've already used it 4 or 5 times. But yeah, that transmission. Oh God, I'd never want to touch that. I don't even want to change the fluid and filter in that thing right now. But I will. I'll check it next weekend. Make sure there's no sparklies in it or anything. But like I said, so far it's doing good. It's doing real good. And average camper, he got on here, and like I said, I don't have just one topic that I talk about, and so they got on here because of the camper, and that's what I was babbling about this time here. I don't know if y'all got any questions about anything, the truck, camper, cooking, cast iron, anything. I mean, Bear Rose, you know how it goes. I spent 4 hours doing a live stream last night, so I kind of lost my mind here on what to talk about. Oh my God. Yeah, tell me about it, guys. Tell me about it. And well, here's the thing. Reason why I did the transmission, and I know Kim, you know this, but the reason why I did the transmission is because I couldn't afford and I couldn't justify spending $5,000, and that was around the quote I got, and that was for the whole thing, to have it towed to a shop, have them pull it out, fix it, or even replace it. That was anywhere from $4,600 to $5,400 was a quote. And on a 32-year-old truck that I paid $1,500 for, that I really couldn't justify it. Now, junkyard transmission, cheapest I found, because I needed the overdrive unit. That was the biggest problem. The case had cracked, and to get the whole unit, the cheapest I found, what was it, $2,800. Okay, and then there's no guarantee that it didn't need to be rebuilt to begin with. To have this old one repaired, if I pulled it out, yeah, the best price I got was around 28 to 36, depending on where I went. What do I have in it out of pocket? $700. $700 and a whole friggin' summer gone. So if you add up an hourly rate, even at $25 an hour, yeah, I probably got about 10 grand into it. But fortunately, I'm able to trade time instead of spending money, and that's what I did. Whew. But yeah, God, what a fiasco that was. I learned a whole lot. I learned a whole lot. I'd never done a automatic transmission before. I've done manuals. I've rebuilt manual transmissions, but I didn't even know. I had no idea that the 3-speed transmission was separate from the overdrive. Well, they're a one-piece unit, but they bolt apart and they're two separate units. But man, yes, I learned a lot. I met some new friends and strengthened some ties with people I already knew, and they were so helpful. They were so helpful, man. And like I've already said several times, I'll never be able to thank them enough. They were so helpful. Um, and no, I don't ever want to do it again. I really don't. No, I have no interest in it. I'm glad I did it, and I'm going to be worried about it for about a year. There'll always be something in the back of my head going, well, that didn't sound right. That didn't feel right. And it might just be the fact that I hit a piece of ice and, the wheel slipped. But yeah. Yeah, average campers. It's funny you mentioned this. I'm sure you learned a lot, cussed a lot, maybe even bled a little bit. Yes. I still have about 5 hours of video that I have not edited yet about this build. About 3 hours of it is just straight up cussing, throwing things, beating things, pulling my hair out, holding my breath till I turn purple, and stomping around a bit. Matter of fact, there's a few rants there that were after a long, hot day, and it was very humid and hot this summer in Virginia. There was a few times that after a little bit of adult beverages, I just went out there, forgot the camera was turned on, and talked to that transmission like it was a misbehaving child. Yeah, maybe I'll make a bloopers video or something like that. Some of it's actually funny if you don't mind blue language and and some cussing. Because I did look back at some and I'm like, how did you come up with with that cuss word? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Funny, it's funny, but where did that come from? But as far as an instructional video and documenting what I did and everything, yeah, I'm trying to edit those parts out. Again, I might string a few together, the funnier ones, the funnier moments, maybe even some of the more embarrassing moments, and put them up. But yeah, that was a journey. But yeah, and now I have realized that I have learned just enough about this particular transmission to be dangerous, to actually get myself in trouble. Whew. God, I'm tired just talking about it. Matter of fact, yeah, I feel my back and everything else just starting to ache just talking about it. But hopefully that's all behind me now, and I can get on to some other projects that I was supposed to do over over the summer, and just move on. And I know I'm going to be talking about this for the next 3 or 4 months anyway, just because it was really that intense. And again, like I said, I learned a lot, and that's one thing I do like. I like learning. Another thing about my regular channel too, videos I put up, I've always been preaching to just get out there and try something, even if it's a step out of your comfort zone. Give it a shot. You never know what you can do. And I really had to take my own advice this time. And yeah, it was humbling because that's easy to say, man, but it was hard to do. And I was scared. I really was. I was actually scared the whole time I was getting into that transmission. Again, because I don't have the money to take it to somebody to say, look, I tried and I screwed it up, fix it. I don't have money to get another one and try it again. So I got to make sure this one's done and done right. And that's awful hard to do the first time out, even with help. It really is. And especially when you get bad parts straight out the box, brand new parts, not even remanufactured or rebuilt, but brand new parts that are bad and they fail on the first use. And that is irritating. It's irritating enough when you're doing a project vehicle or doing something that you want instead of need. That's very frustrating. But when you're trying to fix or build something that you actually need and are going to depend on, and you get bad parts straight out the box, oh, that's more than frustrating. That is what put me in a lot of the rages that I was talking about, and I was actually enraged. I guess would be a good word. Because a couple of those parts I was talking about, and I said I'd show them, show the difference between the new parts that were bad and the 32-year-old parts that I put back in. Well, I can't show the new parts that were bad because they're spread out all over my backyard, over the fence, somewhere in the shed, and with the help from a 10-pound sledgehammer adjusting tool, um, I turned them all into scrap pieces. That just it felt good. It felt good. God, it felt good. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm babbling. I'm babbling. Excuse me. I'm babbling. I'm sorry. But anyway, what do you guys got for some projects? Average camper, Kim, you got anything you got going on? Now it's the end of summer and the weather's getting a little bit cooler, at least down here, Virginia and the South and everything. It's actually getting a little bit more comfortable to do some outside work or work out in the garage, the shed, or to be honest with you, I prefer camping uh, in the off season in the cooler weather. I really do. No bugs. Um, I don't have to worry about the air conditioning. You get a good night's sleep. Not too many people around. And I really do enjoy camping more in the fall. And in Virginia, the weather usually the winters are so mild. Other than it does get a little bit chilly. Um, I like camping in the winter when I can get away and I can do it. That's not always possible due to the wife's schedule at work and sometimes my schedule as well. But this is a time of year I like. The weather this week is only supposed to be in the 70s and 80s. No chance of rain, so I don't have to worry about the humidity. It's going to drop down in the 50s at night, and to me, that is perfect sleeping weather. Heck, I got the right now. I got the camper off the truck, but I have been known at this time of year, especially on the weekends, to just go and sleep outside in the camper in my driveway sometimes. It's just such a good night's rest. Not only that, but a lot of times I'll do that because I don't want to piss the wife off, or I've already pissed the wife off. So. All right, average camper. I won't start any projects until I catch up on all the stuff I've already started. I understand that. I'll try to get out a few videos this fall. Awesome. Great camping weather in the fall. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Bear Rose, are you going to be on tomorrow evening, regular time, or are we doing a Monday, or and how are things going? I'm sorry, like I said, um, I've been trying to watch uh, your live streams and everything when you're on. It hasn't always worked, but I've tried to keep up with you. And how are things going over at your dad's garage? Have you figured out the setup for that so we can do some live streams there? And I'm sorry if I'm prodding and you don't want to put it on my live stream and tip your hand or anything. I understand. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be too nosy. I'm just well, you know how it is, sir. I'm running out of things to say and talk about. Trying to just trying to do a little bit more than just babble. Uh, Mostly because I'm just having coffee. No alcohol's involved, so I have no incentive to get diarrhea of the mouth and just yap. Doesn't mean it stops me. It just means it's a little bit more difficult without the alcoholic lubrication. And that's the other thing too. I don't drink all the time. Usually on a school night, I don't touch anything at all. I'm getting too old for that, so I don't want to put out the wrong type of image. But I do have a reputation that I try to keep up from when I was younger. And, I would hate to disappoint people that know me in real life. I'd hate to disappoint them and tell them, that I really don't drink as much as I used to. Matter of fact, 3 beers now gets me a good buzz, where it used to take me at least a 12 pack. But that's when I was younger, and that's when my priorities were different too. Now I just I don't know. I kind of takes the edge off, and I kind of enjoy it. And I don't even drink every weekend. It just seems that when I get online, uh, well, a lot of times I'll start having a couple beers, then I'll go, oh, now that I have a buzz, getting online and making a fool of myself, that is a good idea. Yeah, one of those that sounded good at the time. I guess some people do find it entertaining because actually nobody has said anything bad about it yet. So I guess I've kind of either entertained them or behaved myself. I'm not sure which. My God, one of the things when we were at camp and we got to talking about my YouTube channel with some friends and family members that didn't even know I had one, and the live streams, and the wife was like, "Yeah, well," because they were asking, "Well, when do you have your live streams, and how long are they?" And the wife piped up, and she said, "Well, it depends how many beers he has. One, what time they are, and two, how long they last. The more beers," she said, "it could be any time. And the more beers he has, the longer it lasts because he just won't shut up." So a lot of you know that I will pick on the wife online and everything, but I'll tell you what, she gives it right back to me in real life, in front of people, and it's all good natured. It really is. It's all good natured. The best thing that's ever happened to me in my life is her, and I'm really really blessed with her. But oh, excuse me. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your coffee. I just finished mine, and the wife's still in bed sleeping. Nobody else is up, and I'm kind of thinking I'd like another cup of coffee, but I can hold off for a little bit. And I'm actually waiting on another friend of mine to come over. I haven't seen him all summer either. Our work schedules conflict, and so when I'm off and I'm at home, he's at work. When he's off and at home, I'm at work. Or we're both just like, no, I don't feel like going anywhere. You know, busy doing other things. So I haven't seen him all summer. And yeah, he was supposed to be here by now, but all right. Well, you know what? I appreciate that, average camper. I do appreciate it. If you guys will give me about 2 minutes, I'll get set up and I'll be right back. Yeah, just won't take me long. I just gotta add a little bit of water. Oh, I didn't know it. I ran into a helper. My brother-in-law's girlfriend is here, and she's kind enough to make me a cup of coffee. And I will tell you what. Oh, it's so nice. It's nice. Uh, and you know what? The wife and I have told her this before. Um, if anything happens in their relationship between her and my brother-in-law, yeah, we have no problem. Tell my brother-in-law he has to go find somewhere else, and she can move in. You know, we just we just love her to death. She's awesome. She really is, and she has her own house. She has some kids and everything, but wonderful, wonderful lady, wonderful lady. and just like everyone else goes through the same problem. Down to earth person, very down to earth. And you know what? That's what I like about all my subscribers so far. Anyway, you all are down to earth. You're just real good people. Everyone has their ups and downs. Everyone has their moments. We're all human, but there's nobody here that I have run into. Um, and like I said, I'm not talking about just the no name national community. I'm talking about the camping community that are subscribers like Average Camper and a lot of people. Even with the cast iron and other things that I do on my channel, everyone I have run into, they are just so down to earth. And, my regular subscribers and everything, they're just so down to earth and they are so helpful too. And I've made plenty of mistakes and was corrected, but corrected in a good way. I wasn't called an idiot. I wasn't called stupid. It was just like, hey, man, hey, let's, why don't you try this? This would be a better way. Or like Damien did with that damn snap rings, my nemesis, the snap rings. I put it in wrong, and he caught it on the video and told me about it, and boom, made another video giving him credit and showing that I corrected it. I have no problem with that, and thankfully, he was there to catch that. And on another live stream, he spent 2 hours making a modification for my transmission, and then he mailed it to me for free. I'm supposed to mail him the old parts back, and I will. It's just I am so unsure of myself. I want to keep the old parts after this fiasco for a little while because I know I didn't know it at the time, but I know it now. They were good parts to begin with. They still have life in them. And if something goes on with these new parts again, I might just go ahead and put all those old parts right back in that friggin' transmission. The biggest problem with that transmission itself, after I got the overdrive fixed, was that it will always slip in reverse, and especially with the camper on it. So I knew something was going on. And what I found was that the reverse band, a $25 piece, was just about wore out on it. And so I got a new reverse band for it. Now, the problem with that is, in order to get the reverse band out of this, and Kim, I don't know, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way I could figure to do it was, honestly, I had to take the whole damn transmission apart. And so I figured if I got to do that, I may as well replace the seals and everything else I can replace. The clutches, the steels, and everything, because I didn't know what they were supposed to look like to begin with. And I figured, yeah, while it's apart, let's put new parts in it. That was stupid, but it needed to be done. At least that reverse band needed to be done because it's just like a pair of brake pads. Once the lining is gone, it's metal on metal, and it would have tore up that whole transmission. And it was pretty thin. I figured maybe I had about a year, maybe 2 years worth of use to it left in it before it actually tore up that whole transmission. So, yeah, I took it apart and put it back together 4 times till I got it right. But yeah, Average Camper. Yeah, I'll tell you what. That I don't know if you're into automotive or anything like that, but please check out Bear Rose. Check out his YouTube channel. Every Sunday he has a live stream, and you will meet you're going to meet one of the best communities, best people there, and honestly, they are so helpful, especially if you're putting forth an honest effort, to learn something. There is somebody there that's more than happy to help you. It's just, yeah, check them out. Please subscribe. Check them out. Again, I'm not that computer savvy anymore, or else I'd throw the links up. Bear Rose, if you want to put a link up on your channel, you're more than welcome to, or anyone else's link, like that you can think of. Twisted Mopar's garage and everything. I got Damien's channel, First Responders Garage. Anything like that, it's great. And Average Camper, if you got something, some people that have a YouTube channel in the camping community, especially do-it-yourself campers and everything. Even put up a link to your YouTube. I mean, this year, yeah, advertise, promote yourselves. I don't have a big following, but you never know. Somebody that does might see it, check it out, and then boom, your channel takes off more. Networking. So yeah, don't be shy. Don't be shy, guys. And a matter of fact, the link, if you want to hop on here, the link is at the top. I'll see if I can add it again here. It's just this thing, like I said, this computer's been giving me some problems. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to scroll up and hop on, the link is right up there. And like I tell everyone too, even last night, you don't have to have a video. You can do it without a video. You can just do a voice. My sister does it all the time. And matter of fact, my friend Whoosh, he is, let's see, in the media industry, the actual media industry, he's a semi-famous person. That's why I don't use his real name. And when he came on last night too, it was just voice. He just had a little, a little screenshot of his dog up there. So I don't. Well, it does two things. I don't know how many of you have had some real famous friends or something like that, and you don't want to embarrass them, especially if they're friends. Because a lot of times he has a different personality for his shows and everything than the real him. He's more of an actor type, and anyway, so he just he likes to keep it low key, and I like to have him low key, and he's very interesting, very smart. Although the subject matters on our two channel actually has 7 or 8 different ones to include, regular media stuff. But they're different. They're different. But yeah, working on cars was a hobby of a much younger you. Yes, I understand that too. And, unfortunately me, I do it because I have to. I don't, I would love to have a project car. I really would. I really would. But to be honest with you, my daily drivers have turned into my project cars. But yeah, like I said, anytime I'm on live, it's one of those things. I try to put up the link so that you can all hop on. And again, I have no problem whatsoever with anyone throwing up a link or their YouTube channel or whatever they want to advertise. Because I'm not worried about. I am not concerned about losing subscribers to somebody else. I don't see that happening. I'm going to lose them if I'm going to lose them. I'm going to gain them if I'm going to gain them. And, I some people worry about that. I don't. I do this as a hobby. So I'm just happy. I had 2 people on here. Yeah, I would love to have a good shop and a nice set of tools and the time and money to work on a project. Yes. It's funny. I actually have, when the shed is cleaned up, what my shed is, and I do have some YouTube's videos showing it. it was an old 2-car garage, but it was big enough for to be a 3-car garage. In other words, 3 bays. And I turned one bay into what we call the man room, which was, thank you so much, which was uh, which was used, to be honest with you, as a little apartment for several family members when they were going through some hard times, and a couple of friends too. And it's set up as a small apartment. Now I decided I don't want to do that anymore, so now it's used as a weight room and storage. And the good thing about it is, and when I built it, I didn't intend on doing this, but it turns out I made a 12-foot wide by oh my God, 28, might be 32, I can't remember, long Faraday cage. The whole room is a Faraday cage. That's why you also don't see me out in the shed too often uh, with the live stream. I can't go in the man room because I lose all signals. With that being said, that's where I keep all my electronic parts and equipment. Starters, alternators, solenoids, and anything else, even not even automotive related. But back to my point, the shed out back. Yeah, I have it set up with a bunch of woodworking tools, not just hand tools, but I have a very big and nice table saw. It's an older one. It's cast iron. Um, I have a depth planer. I have a edger joiner. I have a lot of woodworking tools out there, as well as 40 years worth of automotive tools. I have 3 toolboxes full of automotive tools, and that's even usually if I pick up all my tools and don't have them spread out all over the place in little to-go boxes, they're overflowing. And I inherited a lot of tools, woodworking tools from my grandfather. I inherited a lot of automotive tools from my father. Some of the stuff comes from the 19th century, late 1800s, through the early 1900s, 1950s. A lot of it's pre-World War II. And then I have some from the 60s and 80s and everything. Matter of fact, I have a lot of craftsmen. I have 3 different sets of craftsman tools that go from, I believe, from the 1950s, 1980s, and then a few from 2000s, early 2000s. And I have the reason why I bring this up is because I have 3 of the exact same wrenches. It's just a combination wrench, 9/16. They're all Craftsman. They're all supposed to be the same. Just by picking them up, you can tell which era they came from. And the oldest one is the best out of them. I have a few Snap-on tools that are like that too. That there's 30 years difference between the 2 sets. You can tell the older set, not by the wear on them, but just by picking them up and feeling them, just by the way the ratchets sound, um, and just by the shape and the way they fit your hand and all this. And for the most part, the older ones are better. I do have a couple of newer ratchets that, oh my God, yeah, they'll blow you away. They're great. But it's also funny, the woodworking tools, especially the old hand tools that I inherited from my grandfather, my mother's father. He was a cabinet maker, and oh man, the quality of those things. A matter of fact, is I have a couple of just regular hand planers that he made himself. I have yet to find one that you can buy off the shelf that's any better. I have 3 different sizes that he made himself from just tiny to, something nowadays with my shoulder, I don't even want to pick them up. Uh, but man, it's just unreal. Some of these old tools and pretty, you know, uh, the artistry that went into the handles and everything that he made is just incredible. And you got to figure these things here are over 100 years old, and they work better than anything you can buy new. Yeah, I don't know how I got on that tangent. My mind just thinks in circles, or maybe it's a spiral. I don't know. But yeah, a hot rod Camaro. Yeah, yeah. I would have no problem with that either. Depending on the year, I kind of like the 68s. And again, personally, I like the older vehicles. Even my truck, for me, is a little bit too new. Uh, it's a 92, and I actually consider that just a little bit newer than what I like. A little bit newer than what I like to work on. For a simple fact, it does have a brain box in it, a very simple one. What is that? OBD ODB one. God, I can't even think straight now. But the good thing is, if nothing else breaks on it, and I don't have to spend another $700 to $1,000 on it, and I get the time again, eventually that new engine I built for it will go in the truck. And the reason why I haven't done it is because there's going to be some fabrication that I'm going to have to do, and I'm not a real good fabricator. Um, and it's the detail things, little tiny things like the throttle cable. How do I adjust that? The kickdown switch. All this to make the carburetor work. Because my whole point with putting this rebuilt engine, or the engine I built in there, is that I will be getting rid of the computer. Everything will go back to old school analog, and I won't have to worry about the computer. Because this is the third computer I've had in the truck. Not bad for something that's, over 32 years. It's had three computers, one every 10 years. But I also plan on keeping the truck for at least another 10 years. And I don't want to find another computer for it. Okay, I'm back. I'm hoping you guys can, I'm still going here. Like I said, there's something going on with the internet. I'm sorry, there's something going on with my internet. They're working on the lines is what's going on. Whew. Okay. I don't know how this is doing. I don't even know if you guys can see me or hear me. But yeah, it figures. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I'm hoping that this is coming out okay. But thank you. Pretty good for talking in front of the camera. I'm doing pretty good. Um, that's just called narcissism. That's it. I just, uh, I just like, looking at myself and hearing myself talk. All right, cool. Signal's pretty good. That's good because I got a little, icon up here that shows me, kind of like your phone, the bars. And I'm down to one, and then it disappears, and then it comes back and everything. So usually I got five. Usually it's full. Um, so I'm hoping this is doing okay. But anyway, I'm just kidding. To be honest with you, I hate the sound of my voice. I hate hearing myself talk. Uh, Even watching my own videos, and the only reason why I watch them is to try and see if I made a mistake, said something wrong, which most of the time I do. And then down in the description and the comments, I'll correct myself because I haven't figured out how to put it up on the screen yet. I mean, after 4 years, you think I would, but no. But yeah, I really don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like listening to myself. Um, but I also don't like dead air. To me, that's kind of awkward. Yeah, I hate watching my own videos too. Because it's so. To me, I hate to use modern term, but cringe. I just look at myself and go, "Oh God, oh, all right, all right. Well, let's just fast forward past this part." Well, speaking of talking to, and I just haven't. I know better, but I can tell the difference whether I'm in front of the camera or behind it narrating. I can tell when I have a damn cigarette in my mouth. And yeah, I don't like the way I sound when I'm talking with a cigarette in my mouth either, but I don't think about it at the time. I probably should, but I don't. And it's one of my vices, in case you haven't noticed, I'm sitting here lighting one after the other, chain smoking. But again, that's, as you said, I seem to be okay talking, pretty good at talking in front of the camera. Even right now in a relaxed setting, I still have that nervousness inside of me. And, that shows itself with how much I smoke and the coffee. Have to have something to do with my hands as well. And I also, very rarely do I look at myself on screen. That's why you'll see me turning my head. I'll be, looking at anything else. I'm still getting used to seeing myself in real time on excuse me, up on the screen. And even when I'm shooting a video, the only reason why I will have, the camera part itself where I can see the screen is just to make sure I have it aimed right. Because you'll see a bunch of my videos where I'm talking and I had the phone turned around the other way where I couldn't see, and this is what you'll see, or this is what you'll see, or you'll see, part of me blocked off. So after a few of those, I decided I'd just bite the bullet and look at myself while I was recording something. But you know what? Bear Rose Garage too. Another thing he does a lot on his live streams, and he has help, is for those that want to, improve their channel. He'll have a segment, or he'll have a whole live stream dedicated to that. The little things, how to set up uh, your YouTube channel, what tags to use, how to, come up with the title, uh, your thumbnails, which is something I still am having trouble with on my phone, trying to get the damn thumbnail right. And editing, and there's just so much advice. I mean, his channel, really, do yourself a favor, uh, put in Bear Rose Garage. I mean, the topics that he talks about, especially on his Sunday Night Live, y there's a wealth of information, and it's not just about cars. It's a lot of it. I learned a lot from him too, um, about making the videos, and a lot of the free apps, free editing, and everything like that. And a lot of it's free and simple. And then of course you have the option to pay to get extra, things that you can do. And there's always somebody there when they find something new again, or an app that's free, but it's better or easier to use or gives you more options. It's just this. I can't say enough about those guys. They're just awesome. They're incredible. And yes, you've had to edit out a lot of misaligned camera. Oh, me too. Sometimes I just get so frustrated though, and I'm so tired. I'm like, all right, just send it. I'll do another one later. Um, One of those, I had a short one when I was putting the new exhaust on my truck a couple weeks ago after I got the transmission in for the final time. And I had one of the exhaust systems. I put dual exhaust on it. I had one came off the engine, but was laying right on the ground. But the damn thing sounded so nice. I wanted to do a quick video of it, and I cranked it up. And because not everything was tightened and where it was supposed to be, there were some flames that were coming out when I let off the gas. And where I had the camera, it was away from the flames, but it was right at the end of the muffler. And from the wife's perspective, it looked like I had blasted the phone with the flames from the exhaust. And she bought me this phone as a birthday present 2 years ago, or maybe it was a year ago. And to be honest with you, the phone cost more than my truck did. Okay, so she was a little upset because she thought about that. And if you watch the video, you will hear her go screaming for me, and then asking me, "Is your phone fireproof?" And she comes around the truck, and I jumped in the truck to get away from her real quick, and I ended the video real quick there because it took me a few minutes to show her that the phone was fine. It was never in any danger or anything. But yeah, I figured I would stop the video right there so I didn't have to edit anything out later. But I don't know. I found it amusing. She didn't think it was funny at first, but I just uploaded it too, just so I could tell this story. And like I said, I pick on the wife. I really do. She like I said, she gives it right back to me. She just doesn't have any interest in doing it online on social media. Well, except for Facebook. She'll put a few things on Facebook about me every now and then. But it's all in good humor. It's all in fun. And, that's one of the things that makes a good relationship. That there's some of that fun give and take, and it just, again, I'm repeating myself. I'm running out of things. Ask me a question. Do something. Oh, what have you done for some camping? Again, I said earlier in my live stream, I do try to keep up with everyone I'm subscribed to, but it's hard. It's hard to do, especially when real life gets in the way, and you just don't have the time. So I'm sorry if I haven't been able to keep up with your videos either. How was your summer? How'd everything go? I mean, and if you're like me, you don't record every single bit of your life either. So, did you been out having some fun? How are things going? If you don't mind sharing. And yes, I know I'm smoking another cigarette. It is. It is tough to support other channels. It really is. Yes, it is. I try, especially on live stream. I try to mention and thank everyone. And unless I make a list, about that long, I'm gonna screw up the name of your channel, or I'm gonna forget you, or at least forget to vocalize it. And I try not to do that. A lot of times on my videos too, though, I will mention other YouTube channels, and I have to go back and in the descriptions now. I really have to go back. I got about 10 or 15 of them I have to do, edit, and put the link to the channels in there. Again, I don't deal with modern technology a whole lot anymore. I'm older. I'm 58. Um, Believe it or not, I used to build computers back in the 90s, and a lot of them were gaming computers. But things have changed so much. I'm freaking lost now. Yeah, struggle finding time and money to keep your channel going. Yep. Yeah, I understand that. Like I said, I do this as a hobby, and I never thought anyone would find anything I do interesting whatsoever at all because I'm used to doing it. And it happened over about a 2 year period. I started noticing that the younger generation, and at the time I was talking about, they're in their 30s now, but when they were in their 20s and teens, there was a lot of people that said, they'd come into the house, they'd come over my house, and they would say, "Oh my God, you made this? You did this? Are you a carpenter? Are you a mechanic?" No, I'm a dumbass truck driver. All right. Well, how did you do this? I'd never be able to do that. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Now, you take a little time to build up the skill, but every time you do something, you get better at it. And I just started recording almost like the old-fashioned home movies, is the way I look at it. And I just, like I said, I do this as a hobby. I do it for fun. I do it not so much. I hope it's entertaining, but a lot of it for information, and and to show that if a hack idiot like me can do it, a lot of people that have undiscovered talents, and they just need to get out there and try. And there's a lot of people, don't let me teach you how to do something. Let me teach you how not to do it, the mistakes to avoid. Um, that's the way I look at it too, And I'm good. You have enough support to keep going. That is awesome. That is awesome. Like I said, I'm not monetized. Uh, but I still have another over 400 to go, and then have to watch about the hours, how many people are actually watching the videos and everything. But uh, again, I'm not putting forth a great amount of effort to try and grow the channel or anything. I'm just out here throwing out things that I think might help somebody. Like I said, if not how to do it, at least how not to do it. And this information age, especially the way YouTube has come and gone, and anything, just about anything you want to know how to do, or at least how not to do, you can find a YouTube video about it. And the visuals, to me, I'm a visual person. I'm actually hands on. That's the best way to learn, but I like to see how somebody else does it. Just gives me a better idea how to do something. Whether they're meaning to teach me how to do it or not, that's a different story, but I like seeing it. And so like any human, you pull from your own experience. If you like something, you assume that there's plenty of other people out there that like it too. And so I like watching how people build things, how they fix things. I like watching the camping, the bushcraft, because I can always learn something, and I can relate to a lot of stuff too. I grew up camping. I grew up as a kid out in the woods. Oh man, from the time I was about 8 years old, it was nothing for me. The kids in the neighborhood, my nephews, nieces, which a lot of them are older than me because I'm the youngest out of 16. Um, friends, everything. It was nothing for us during the summer when school was out to go out in the woods. Not just for a night, but a lot of times we spend 3 or 4 days out in the woods. We'd build our own lean-tos, we'd build our forts. Have a fire. We'd have hot dogs, hamburgers, and we lived by a bunch of water, a river, a few ponds, so we'd have fish, frog legs, um, set up snares. I mean, back then we'd even eat the squirrels, um, anything we could catch. Rabbits, we never had much luck with the rabbits. So, but even duck, and this is stuff we were doing when we were young kids before we were even teenagers. By the time we were teenagers, we were more interested in the dirt bikes and the beer. Uh, so I mean those things I did when I was a kid, I never thought anything about it because it was normal. Now I tell those stories now, and you kind of get different reactions. You get people going, "Oh my God, you killed something living, or you ate a squirrel, or you were only 8 years old. Where were your parents? And you had a fire, and this, that, and everything was dangerous." Yeah, well, that was the world we grew up in, and we didn't think anything about it. You know, yeah, you spent a lot of time in the woods as a kid, but really didn't do a whole lot of camping. Yeah, I would say, yeah, that is probably why you like to do it now. Um, again, I grew up, I was a late in life baby. Had to be. Youngest out of 16. It takes a little time to pop out the other 15, you know? So, growing up, my father was born in 1914. Uh, to the day my mom died, and she was in her mid 90s. She swore up and down she was 42 years old. So, but anyway, I think she was 42 years old for about 56 years. Excuse me. But they grew up in the early part of the 20th century. They grew up during the Great Depression. Um, they grew up, during the Roaring Twenties, the Great Depression, World War II, and my dad actually grew up in the backwoods of Maine, 32 miles away from the Canadian border, on the western part of the state. And he literally, the house he was born in wasn't a hospital. The house he was born in still had a dirt floor. It was a log house. And he didn't actually use or take a indoor shower or use a toilet until he joined the military in the 30s. Um, that's what he used to like to tell me anyway. Always take any of the stories my father used to tell you take with a grain of salt. I inherited that from him too. Some of my stories, there's about 80% truth in it. The other 20% I throw in there for entertainment purposes, take a little bit of poetic licensing. But that's the way they grew up. They grew up self-sufficient. My mom was a little bit better off because her father was my grandfather was a cabinet maker, so they were a little bit better off. They had a little bit of money. My father, he didn't, but and then I come along, and that's something that they were used to. You know, my father going out in the woods with just a pocket knife and surviving was second nature to him. And oh my God, that man could whittle. Yeah, he could make anything he wanted just using his damn pocket knife. I remember one time we'd gone to go fishing, and of course, whenever you pack up, you forget something. He forgot the damn paddles for the canoe we were in. So he went out, he whittled 2 paddles, and up until 15 years ago, I still had one of those paddles. It was the most comfortable, useful paddle I have ever had in my life. And yeah, things have changed a whole lot in just a few generations. And think about my father and my mother grew up uh, using horses daily. They both owned horses too back in the 60s, but that was their main mode of transportation, and kerosene lamps, no electricity. Um, they went from that to, the Apollo era, the home computer era. Um, and like my dad used to say too, he liked the IOL, instant on lighting. You hit a switch, lights come on. Hit it again, they go off. There was no fooling around with oil and a match, to get things lit, and everything covered in soot and smoke. Same with what he really liked and what he really appreciated was the furnace. He didn't have to go out and cut wood, split it, stack it, and then wait 20 minutes to get it going. Keep an eye on it, wake up early, to stoke it back up. He just went over to the thermostat and figured out what temperature he wanted and set it to that. And I'll tell you what, though, don't get me wrong, I do love modern technology, the computer age, the information age, social stuff. I do love all the conveniences, but I'm so happy I'm old enough that I grew up without it. I'm not dependent on it. I appreciate it, and a lot of it makes life so much easier, as long as it's working right. Now, my problem, the reason why I'll bitch, moan, and complain about modern technology is because I don't have a full grasp of it. I don't understand exactly how it works and what to do if it's not working properly. And just my personality, if something breaks, I like to be able to fix it. I don't like to have to rely on taking my hard-earned cash, giving it to somebody, and having them fix it for me. Oh, yep. Growing up without cell phone too. Like I said, I really appreciate and I love my cell phone. I really do. But it was. Here's an example. Uh, 2 weeks ago, when I finally got the transmission in the truck and I took it around the block for a ride, a little test drive. I took the wife with me. We only got about a half a mile from the house, and a U joint went out. And although the truck is four-wheel drive, I didn't have the front drive shaft in it. So we're sitting on the side of the road on a hill with the drive shaft sitting on the road. Okay. And so it's like I tried to explain to the wife, I can't put it in park because there's no drive shaft hooked up, so the truck's just going to roll. I don't have a parking brake on it either. So I said, you're going to have to sit here and hold the brake. She goes, what are you going to do? My first thought, now we both have cell phones. There's people at the house with friggin' cell phones, but my first thought is I'm going to walk home, get my tools and the part I need to fix the truck, walk back and fix the truck. That was my first thought. It was just instinctual. Then I remembered, hey, this is 21st century. I have a cell phone. I pulled that out. I called somebody here at the house. They came, picked me up. We went back. I got all the stuff I needed. Drove me back up to where the truck was. Fixed it good enough to get it home, and then went and get another U joint and put it in. But I don't know how many times I've done that in my life now. Modern 21st century. Something happens, and my first instinct is fix it or take care of it using the old school method, in which a lot of times that's a lot more work, but that's my first thought. And that's my thought process. How do I get out of this situation? And I think of the old school way without relying on modern technology. That's my first reaction. Then I remember, yeah, this is 21st century. I have a lot more options that are easier. With that being said, I've also been in places where you are totally off grid. You have no technology to rely on. Everything is analog. And, I'm just glad that I grew up that way, so I have that experience and know what to do without the help of any electronic devices. And given my choice right now, yeah, damn straight, I'm going to depend on the electronic devices because they make life a whole lot easier. And if I can use them, I will. It's just funny that my first thought is not to rely on it, not even to use it when it's available. That's my first thought. I don't know if that made sense at all. Yeah, let me know. Did that make any sense to you? Did I get my point across? Because I just kind of babbled. That now is the caffeine going through my body. Yeah, I love my modern stuff too. I really, if I didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here yakking at you. If I didn't like this, I wouldn't be talking to you. I wouldn't be here online. That is, I'd probably still be here, but I'd be doing something else, and I'd probably be dirty, sweaty, and miserable. And I don't feel like doing that today. I'm taking today off. Philip, good morning, sir. Good morning. How was your evening? Did you have a good evening? And the link is up here too, my friend. If you want to hop on, because I know last night, um, I didn't give you the attention you deserved, my friend. I was trying to catch up with Whoosh and just everything. I'm sorry. I feel bad about that, but anyway, yeah. Here we go. I'm trying to put the link right here now. I've been having trouble with this computer again, but there's the link, and we have Average Camper here. Like I said, my YouTube channel deals with different subjects, and what got him on my channel was the homemade camper, the pop up camper again, and so and he's actually been kind enough to sit here and listen to me just babble on for the last hour and a half, roughly. And yep, here you go, Philip. Average Camper is saying hello to you, sir. And Philip is down in Florida, and yeah, you're getting the rain. We're going to be getting uh, this evening, from what they were telling me. Watching the weather this morning, it was cloudy and overcast and humid this morning. It's clearing up now, and then we're supposed to get thunderstorms later on this afternoon. And but the rest of the week, starting tomorrow, is supposed to be nice, comfortable, dry, and everything else. It's supposed to be a good week. And hey, Sean and Philip, my God, buddy, the timing that we seem to have is terrible. Because here's a friend of mine I haven't seen all summer, just because our work schedules conflict, and I got on here. I'm waiting for him to come over, and now he's here. And so, guys, I am so sorry, Philip. I seem to do this to you every time, uh, but I got to end this. Oh, all right. I'll let you come in and say hi, buddy. Yeah,
Hey, how's it going?
it's going. Like I said, my friend Sean showed up. I was waiting for him this morning, and
Yeah.
again, I don't mean to be rude, buddy, but yeah, it's
Here
the
we go
time.
again.
Yeah, I know, man. I am so sorry. I am
Yeah.
so sorry. But how are things going, man? How you doing?
Well, it's going okay. Like I said, it's a bit rainy out here this morning.
Yeah.
So anything that I got that I would otherwise do outside here has gotten canceled. I just don't like working in the rain.
Oh,
But
I
surprisingly enough, it's only 72 degrees here, which is cool for us here.
oh yeah.
The problem with it
Yep.
is it's so humid that 72 feels like 82,
Yep.
So,
I got you.
so
Average camper. All right, buddy. Thank you for sticking with me and listening to me babble this morning. You take care. We'll catch you next time. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. wanted to say
That's all
goodbye
right.
while they were still here for me to say goodbye.
All right.
Oh, damn it,
But
Philip! I was hoping you would jump on because
yeah.
I
Well, here's the thing. Earlier this morning, I seen you. I seen your notification when you was going to be coming on. So I clicked the notification so I would get it, and I still didn't get it. I was sitting
oh
here. I'm doing a little house cleaning, and I thought I'd take a break outside for a second, look at my phone, and I saw you was already on. I never got the
yeah.
notification, so I jumped on then. You see,
Well, I've been having trouble with
so
the
but if,
internet. They've been working on the lines, and this thing's been going in and going out. It took me almost an hour before I got a good enough signal to actually get on, and I was on for
oh yeah,
about I was on the first time. I was on long enough to say, well, we're having trouble with the internet, and that was it. I was off. I was like, son of a
right.
gun. So that
I'm
could be
kidding.
why you didn't get notified again. You
Yeah,
know.
probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you probably got to resend that. Once you
Yep.
get cut offline or something.
Yep.
So,
But damn.
but so are you fixing to get off then? Are you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I am because
All right.
I have not seen this guy Sean all summer, and he's one of my best friends. Matter of fact, his
Right.
father is the one that sold me my truck.
Oh
So
yeah.
I've known them for years, and like I said, with
Uh-huh.
just a conflict, and since he made it over here, I don't know what he's got planned for the rest of the day, and I don't want to miss seeing the FaceTime with him right now, sir.
Well, let me ask you one question because we're still going back to that board game. I'd like to send you that board game, let you finish up putting that together. But what I need to do is, I need to somehow or another find an address where I can send it. And I know
Right.
it's not smart to put it up here on this live broadcast. My question to you is, do you have something on your YouTube channel or something that,
No,
where there's a link or something,
no,
anything like that?
I I don't. But if you look right here, I'm gonna put it up because I can block calls. I'm gonna send you my phone number. Okay, right here in the
Okay.
chat. All
I'll
right.
do a
So
screen grab, save, when
yep,
you put it up,
there
and
you
then
go.
you can
Because
quickly take it down.
well, no, it's no big deal. Because as soon as I shut down, this never shows the chat again.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway, yeah, I'm putting it up right now.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's,
give me
it's
a
just
second.
that we're
I type one
still on
finger.
StreamYard. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we're
that's
on
all right.
StreamYard. So I can't see that right now. So, but,
But we'll give it a shot here. And I'm looking for all the right buttons. It's different than my phone. Okay, yeah, because I don't want to say it out loud because then it'll be on when it uploads. But I have no problem putting it up here on the chat. And so yeah, it's up
okay.
there now. It's on the chat. Um,
Okay. Well, I can't see it right now. I wonder if I can get on another device and find it. Let me go in
oh
the
yeah,
house here.
let me know. I'll give you a couple. You don't mind hanging out for a couple minutes, do you? All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
hang on just for
yeah.
just a minute here.
Yeah, and right now, nobody else.
No.
I have a screen counter that tells me who's watching, and right now it's
Yeah.
reading 0, so nobody's there.
Well, that's because I'm a nobody.
Yeah. Well, no, the funny thing is when somebody joins on, all right, it doesn't show the count. It counts you as 0, counts
Yeah,
me as
not
0.
right away.
Yeah.
But I find that interesting how it's not even counting me.
Mm-hmm. Well, last night it didn't. When you and Whoosh were on, yeah, my watch count up there dropped by 2.
Uh-huh.
So, and we were yakking for a while, so you were definitely on, but it doesn't count. It doesn't show the count.
Let me I got my tablet here. Let me see if I can find you here.
All
Let's see
righty.
if it's in notifications. Nope, not in
No,
notifications.
it
So I just
figures.
have to kind of scroll through and find you. I know what I can do. I know I'm subscribed to you. So
Yep.
I'll bet if I go to my subscriptions,
Yep.
you should be
You'll
right
see it.
there.
Yeah, it should be there. And if it's not already
Yeah,
up,
right here.
just go right to the live and,
Okay.
onto the headings for it.
Yep.
If it's not already
Yeah,
up,
right here.
just
Yeah.
go right to the live. And yep, you got
I
it.
have to turn the volume down because we're getting a
Yeah, that,
slight delay here.
yep, yep.
So let me see if I can do a screen grab. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing a number right
Yep.
next to Sidewinder Shed.
Yep, that's it.
So, and I'll do a screen grab. And that there. Now I've got it.
All right, awesome, man.
Nice.
Just text me. All right, because if you try to call right off the
Okay.
bat, I won't
Yeah, I
answer. I'll
can
tell
do
you
that.
that much. But yeah, text me, and then I will send you my
Okay.
address and everything.
Okay. And I'll
All
get
right.
that thing boxed up. And I'll shoot a little short video and send it to your attention. So just kind of be watching for a short video, of what it's all about.
All right, buddy.
It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of cool little
appreciate it.
board game. So,
Yeah, man, I liked
but
it. I liked it.
yeah, I made a bunch of them, and I've sold them all. But I can make more. I just can't make them out of that same material. Like I said, that material that I used was actually leftover scrap pieces of some bamboo wood flooring that I put down.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah,
so,
yeah. That thing was
and
awesome.
once you get it and you can finish it off,
Yeah,
uh,
I'll make a video of it.
and,
I'll
and
do
you
an
can
unboxing
just
video.
yeah, yeah, and you can just copy that idea and make a bunch yourself if you want.
Man, I
So,
appreciate it. Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you so much.
okay.
That is
Well, listen,
really
I'll go
awesome.
ahead and get off of here now so that you can get off, and we'll just talk another time. Okay.
All right, buddy. Yeah, we'll give it a shot again, and
Okay.
hopefully
All
next
right.
time, we can spend a little bit more time.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll get the notice in time. I see you've already been on here about an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, that's probably
Yeah.
because of the internet going in and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
all
Well,
right, buddy. You
I'll
have
let you
yourself.
go. You
All right,
too.
man. We'll
Bye.
catch you
Bye
next
now.
time. We'll see you. All right. With that, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the end stream here, guys. I appreciate everyone coming by, stopping by, and saying hi. I really do appreciate it. You all take care and have yourselves a good weekend.